Hello again, everyone, and Happy New Year. And what better way to start off the year than attending an event with some of the most extraordinary scientists, researchers, and experiencers of our time, the Laughlin UFO Mega Conference. It's going to be February 15th through 22nd in Laughlin, Nevada. There's going to be over 30 extraordinary speakers there, and they're going to be disclosing unprecedented information that you won't hear anywhere else. Today, I'm very happy to welcome caretakers and researchers from the Skinwalker Ranch, Thomas Winterton, Ryan Skinner, Jim Morse, and Bryant Arnold.
Good to see you, Chris. This is Jim.
First, I'd like to get introductions from each of you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you're doing on the ranch, and tell us a little bit about what you'll be doing at the conference. So let's start with Thomas.
Thomas Winterton, and I'm the superintendent of Skinwalker Ranch, and basically with the assistance of Jim and Bryant, who we also call Dragon, oversee the facilities and facilitate the infrastructure between the scientists and the ranch. I oversee the grazing and all of the facilities that are on it, and just coordinate with the scientists and with security and ranch management to make sure that everything goes smoothly.
And Jim.
Nice to be here, Chris. Appreciate the invite. 4 or 5 years ago, I was asked to come on and assist in the management, the restructuring, and get acquainted with the community, which has been not only very interesting, but to really delve into the substance behind the stories associated with the Skinwalker Ranch. Which, to be completely frank with you, being a businessman and now being associated with something that is not for, as I say, for the faint of heart, has really been a reality check personally for me. But fortunately, we've got a team out there that we look at as family. There's no judgment, but we are out there to be fact finders, and so. Privileged to be with you tonight, Chris. We appreciate the invite, and we're excited about being a part of your panel in Laughlin. So thank you.
Very good, thank you. And Brian.
I'm Bryant Arnold, also known in some circles as Dragon. I am the head of security at Skinwalker Ranch. I've been associated with the ranch since the current ownership purchased it back in 2016, and I have the privilege of spending time with both Jim and Thomas in overseeing a lot of the things that happen at the ranch and making key decisions with the guidance of ownership and also the scientific team. We have a great group. I don't think that either any of us feel like we're kind of stuck in a particular role. We work together as a team to make sure that we maintain the scientific integrity first and foremost of what's going on the property. Really, that's the main need for security, because so much has been invested in, scientific equipment and research, and the amount of data that we're collecting and having to go through. Any sort of outside influences really can hamper that sort of thing. So that, coupled with the fact that it's a dangerous place. There's a lot of things going on there. There's the known things, the terrain itself, the wildlife. It's a dangerous place on its own. And then you mix in the unknown phenomenon and whatever it is that we're trying to get to the bottom of out there. And it's a daunting task. And I'm so glad that I have Thomas, who he puts as many hours in security as I do, and Jim to oversee things. And we're looking forward to maybe sharing just a little bit of what we experience on the ranch and the opportunity that we've been given as somewhat caretakers of that special place, along with, some of the other people that have been invited on. We're looking forward to sharing or giving light to a little bit of maybe what our feelings are and what goes on at the ranch.
And I also have longtime researcher of the phenomenon at the ranch, Ryan Skinner. Welcome, Ryan.
Hi, welcome. Thanks for having me. Of course, my name's Ryan Skinner. I come in kind of somewhat as a outside investigator and enthusiast, and I guess experiencer at the ranch. I've ever since about 2016, I started having some personal encounters in an area pretty close to the ranch that drew me to the area. As a result of that initial encounter, subsequent experiences only kind of grew from that point. So did my obsession with trying to unravel the Skinwalker Ranch mystery. Based on those subsequent experiences, I went out, developed a website, skinwalkerranch.org, where I tried to create an archive for stories and anything related to the ranch history that we could always look into researching in the future, and other fellow enthusiasts and investigators could mine for data. I was always kind of the outside thorn in the side of the Bigelow crew for many years. So it was kind of a shock to me that the Adamantium crew brought me on the inside, that they instilled some trust in me and thought, instead of having this guy, constantly, I don't know, being a problem, let's see what happens if we start working with him a little bit. And from that, not only was I able to collaboratively work with the best team out there, a friendship grew out of that with all of the members. And I'm more than happy to consider each one of them a friend, and I'm honored to be a part of that discovery process with the team.
Very good. And I was talking a little bit with you all before. I've been doing research myself, connecting the UFO phenomenon with the paranormal and cryptids and everything along those lines, because it seems to be connected in some way. And I love the Skinwalker Ranch because all this phenomenon seems to occur there at such a concentrated rate. It's the perfect place to research the phenomenon, I think. So I'd like to get from each of you a little bit about your experiences on the ranch so far. Maybe, I guess, anything that you can say. I know that you can't say much. I'm just going to go around and just tell us about maybe a profound experience you had at the ranch, or anything you'd like to say regarding what you'll be doing at the conference. Start with Thomas.
Well, first coming onto the ranch with Bryant back in 2016 and with Jim in 2016, I came on as an unbeliever. I was well aware of many of the stories and legends of Skinwalker Ranch. I was not a believer of them. And in the almost 4 years that I've been there, I'll just say that my views based on what I have personally experienced and witnessed out there on the ranch have reversed 180 degrees. And while I will not lay claim and say I believe all of the stories that have been told about Skinwalker Ranch, I will say that I've witnessed enough things to say that anything is possible out there. And it is a hot spot that seems to cover all different areas of paranormal. And so you're right, there's not a lot that we can say at the moment, but the exciting thing about the Laughlin conference and moving forward is that as a ranch team, we are going to be coming forward as time goes on with more and more information. And so like at the Laughlin conference, we're going to be able to share things with the audience there that they may not have heard ever before about Skinwalker Ranch. And the curtain's going to slowly be pulled back, and we're going to start sharing with people what's really going on out there.
Very good. And Jim, let's hear from you.
My background was a military police officer, stateside, and coming out of the tail end of Vietnam, I was exposed to a lot of different things security-wise, working as a special operations guy, shooting heavy weapons, and being out on the ranch. I'm pretty privy to locations and things that you just, good or bad, you get a sixth sense on. And as we move along, hopefully beyond this interview, and we can start to share from the episode some of the things that physically we've got on camera, I think that people will have a real eye opener. It'll be an awakening for them.
And this comes from a guy that's personally toured Area 51.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I sat on the military advisory board with the state of Utah. For some time, we'd go in and out of Area 51 for what we call general inspections. So this ranch has got everything and more than Area 51.
Fascinating. And Brian.
Yeah, so much like Thomas, when ownership told me that he was purchasing, I'm a close personal associate with the current owner of the ranch, who I can't reveal, but told me he was purchasing this place, and I started to do research about it. I kind of had a little bit of the same attitude of like, yeah, okay, that sounds pretty fantastic. And, coming onto the property and having been around it, for the longest time, I felt like I was kind of an enigma because I wasn't experiencing a whole lot of things, but my view on things has changed dramatically. I've witnessed things that I have no explanation for. I've felt things that I know are not, something that is normal or of this world or whatever you want to call it. And now, coming onto Skinwalker Ranch, you almost have to scrub your mind of what you thought reality was, because you begin to question it. It opens your eyes to the fact that, maybe the things we've been programmed to understand and think or learn as a child, whether it be religious or just, the societal norms, you pretty much have to scrub that and throw it out the window and open your mind to the fact that, we're not alone in the universe, and there are things at play there that defy description and defy, traditional knowledge. And you really have to have an open mind, and having been able to do that, it's shaken me to my core, and I don't know, what the true reality is, but I'm so excited to be associated with it and be able to, hopefully learn and get to the bottom of some of these answers. And I'm excited in Laughlin to be able to share some of the things that do take place there, and some of the things that we have experienced, and help others gain an appreciation for some of the things that we've been lucky enough to have taken place because of our association with the ranch. It's a unique place. It's like no other place in the world, and it truly is somewhere that we're going to find some answers to some things that we've never found answers to before.
And Ryan, being a longtime researcher of the ranch, what messages would you leave us with tonight?
Well, regarding personal stories, I think unlike some of the other panel members, I came into this pretty preloaded from just a plethora of events prior to. So once I was allowed on the property and no longer being chased by Bigelow guards and running through the desert, I was able to work with the crew in uncovering some of these mysteries and collaboratively sharing the information together. But prior to that point, I was told by the current owner, anything that had occurred prior to me being allowed on the property, that's free game. So I'm more than happy to talk about all the experiences that I had previously. And whatever's going on at the ranch, it is not because I'm some sort of special person, I'm a magnet for it or anything else. This could happen to anybody out there, anybody in the audience at the conference. It's whatever's going on out there. It has something to do with your excitement, your enthusiasm, and your belief that things are much more fantastic and magical, and that this other alternate universe that we don't know much about really is out there, and it's at this place at Skinwalker Ranch. And prior to this, part of my hobby, I guess, was traveling all over the United States, looking at various hotspots, kind of chasing the paranormal. And nothing held a candle to the events that were occurring at the ranch. Almost each and every time that I've gone out there, something absolutely fantastic, amazing, and different would happen with each adventure at the ranch. And by no means has that did slow down a little bit around 2016 at the end of the tenure with Bigelow. But once adamantium picked up the property, it was like a dial got turned on to full or full blast, because whatever was going on out there, I noticed based on, the 14 years that I've been going on the ranch and surrounding properties, the activity really dramatically ramped up. And again, I'm super excited to share some of my own experiences at the ranch prior to that moment.
Awesome.
However, that's not an invitation for everybody to come out and have an experience at Skinwalker Ranch.
Right. Yeah, I understand it's still a very dangerous place.
For every one
is,
Ryan, there's 10,000 others that have not been successful in getting on.
That's true.
Well, I can also say ever since you guys got the ranch, that's I never did get on uninvited ever since that point. So nor would I encourage anyone else to.
Very good. Well, gentlemen, thank you all for being here tonight. I look forward to meeting each and every one of you at the conference and listening to what you're going to share at the panel.
Thank you, Chris. We appreciate you inviting us, and we look forward to it too. And it's an exciting time to be able to share this, and again, something that's been kept under lock and key for so long and behind this curtain. We're glad that we get to share a little bit more of it than what has been out there, and maybe squash some of the the rumors and innuendos about the place, and really just try and share a little bit that we can with the rest of the world.
Yeah, and to segue what Brian's saying, forever with Bigelow's ownership, it's always been this black hole of information about the ranch. And what's extremely exciting about the upcoming show is that finally the curtain's going to be peeled back just a little bit. And for once, the general audience and other enthusiasts out there are going to see some transparency about how amazing the events are that are occurring, and that the story didn't end with the Hunt for the Skinwalker book. It's still happening right now. And I'm super excited to be a part of the conference and to be a part of this team.
Yeah, thank you for having us on, and we're excited to see everybody in Laughlin. And matter of fact, we've been given permission to, during our presentation, we're going to be playing a short clip from one of the episodes of the show. So we are excited to share that with the audience, and we look forward to seeing everybody in February.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. Y'all have a great night.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Not only will there be over 30 extraordinary speakers, but you're going to get to enjoy a night sky watch, a film festival, an experience or panel, social meal events, and so much more. But you got to go to Laughlin UFO Mega Conference.com right now to get your discount package prices. You don't want to miss this amazing event.